Slipped out of my hand on a Tuesday night. Concrete kiss under the streetlight. I picked it up and held my breath, scared to see the damage left. It's just a hairline fracture, top to right, but now it cuts across your face when I see you right. I'm sorry in a bubble that's hard to read. Through the shards of glass where my thumbs bleed. How your cracked iPhone screen is actually a metaphor for how your cracked iPhone screen is actually a metaphor for. Oh, I'm looking at you through a cracked screen, distorted version of a movie scene. I can't tell if you're smiling or if you're sad, or if it's just the worst luck I've ever had. The colors are bleeding, the pixels are dead, just like the words that we never said. I'm swiping, but the touch is gone. Trying to hold on through a cracked screen. Yeah, through a cracked screen. Is a cracked phone screen dangerous to consider? Is a cracked phone screen dangerous to consider? I scroll back down to last July, before the spider web covered the sky. You look so perfect in that summer glow, but the glass is shattering the vertigo. I try to zoom in, but the image breaks. A glitch in the system, a series of mistakes. Is it the hardware or is it the heart that's tearing the two of us apart? Smash smartphone screens become status symbol phones. Smash smartphone screens become status symbol phones. Oh, I'm looking at you through a cracked screen, distorted version of a movie scene. I can't tell if you're styling or if you're sad, or if it's just the worst luck I've ever had. The colors are bleeding, the pixels are dead, just like the words that we never said. I'm swiping, but the touch is gone. Trying to hold on to a cracked screen. They say it's bad luck, 7 years, but I'm just worried about the interference. Every text is a fragment, every call is static. Our ending is tragic, it's automatic. I should get it fixed, I should trade it in, but I kinda like the jagged skin. It reminds me of the way we felt before the ice began to melt. Friday the 17th, did you break your phone? Don't worry, it's not bad luck. Friday the 17th, did you break your phone? Don't worry, it's not bad luck. Notification light blinking in the dark, like a dying star, like a fading spark. I press the power button, make it go black, but I can still feel the crack. I can still feel the The sky is holding its breath tonight, a heavy shade of silver, a pale and frozen light. You always said the first one was a sign that if we saw it falling, your heart would stay with mine. But the air is turned to glass and the garden's turning gray, and I can feel the distance in the things you didn't say. There's a tradition of a wish upon the wire, but I'm just wishing I could hold you through the night. The clouds are breaking open, the world is going still, and I'm losing every ounce of my own will. It's the first snow and I'll ask goodbye. I'm watching every promise fall down from the sky. You're a footprint in the powder that the wind will surely take. A beautiful beginning for a heart about to break. The world is turning pure, but I'm just feeling cold, losing the only hand I ever wanted to hold. The streetlights catch the crystals as they drift and start to pass. I trade 1,000 winters just to see you for a while. They say it's a fresh start, a clean and empty slate, but it feels more like a burial, the closing of the gate. I'm standing in the silence where we used to laugh and run. Now I'm just a shadow of a love that's come undone. It's the first snow and I ask goodbye. I'm watching every promise fall down from the sky. You're a footprint in the powder that the wind will surely take. A beautiful beginning for a heart about to break. The world is turning pure, but I'm just feeling cold, losing the only hand I ever wanted to hold. Hey, hey. In Korea they believe that destiny is found when the first flakes of the season finally touch the ground. But my destiny is walking down a different darker street, while the ice is forming circles right beneath my feet. So go ahead and fall, cover it all. The memories, the mess, the way we used to be. First snow for the world, last goodbye for me. Just a whisper in the white. Good night. Good night. I'm still using this when I should use words, tripping over grammar and the ghost of a cause. I talk about your coffee and the way that you drive, like the version of us is still somehow alive. But the ink is all dry and the pages are turned, and I'm standing in the ashes of a bridge that we burned. A linguistic slip, a habit of the heart before the conjugation pulled us both apart. Now it's love in past tense, a had in a word, a beautiful blur of the him and the her. I'm loved and I'm wanted, and I said it's gone cold. A story of silver that's turning to mold. I can't find the now or the next or the will, because the then is the only thing standing so still. It's a museum of dead and a never again, just a love in past tense at the end of the pen. 'cause the past is the only place where you still exist. Past tense, past love, the end, the I reach across the mattress in the dark. My fingers tracing where you used to leave a spark. I'm making room for you to turn inside before I remember that we said goodbye. My hand still finds the ghost of your cold feet, checking for a heartbeat underneath the sheet. It's just muscle memory, a habit of the soul, trying to fix a heart that's no longer whole. My body remembers what my mind wants to forget, the way you're leaning close, the scent of your regret. I'm a map of a city that's been burned to the ground, still walking the streets where you can't be found. I'm at the market buying fruit you like. I almost called to ask if you prefer the bite. My thumb still hovers on the favorites list, searching for a presence that doesn't exist. I started to tell a joke only you would understand. Then I realized I'm holding my own hand, and it's just muscle memory, a habit of the soul, trying to fix a heart that's no longer whole. My body remembers what my mind wants to forget, the way you're leaning close, the scent of your regret. I'm a map of a city that's been burned to the ground, still walking the streets where you can't be found. They say the nerves eventually go numb, that the rhythm fades like a dying drum. But my arms still ache for the weight of your frame, and my tongue still shapes the syllables of your name. Left foot, right foot, walking the floor, reaching for a handle on a locked up door. I'm a clock that's broken, but the gears still spin, waiting for the touch where your skin used to begin. Muscle memory, just a haunting within. is flickering, shapes without sound. Just like the silence you left scattered around. I'm watching the world move in pantomime. A clock with no ticking, just stealing my time. I see your lips moving in old home movies, but I lost the frequency, lost all the beauty. I turned down the volume to drown out the ache, but the quiet is heavier than I can take. It's a dull, steady thrumming deep in my bones, a frequency built out of leaving alone. You're muted but never forgotten, my dear. A frequency haunted the atmosphere. I've turned off the ringtone, I've silenced the door, but I hear you in shadows across the floor. The static is screaming what I can't let go. A beautiful signal with nowhere to flow. I walk past the park where we used to be loud. Now you're just a face lost in a colorless crowd. I try to speak your name through the cold morning air, but the breath is in my throat. You weren't there. It's a radio station that's gone off the air, but the needle still shakes like you're actually there. They say out of sight means you're out of my mind, but they don't know the ghost that the silence can't find. I've mastered the art of the hush and still, but the memory of you has its own iron will. Shh. Can you hear that? It's the sound of the space where you sat. Get up, but playing on loop in my head. Everything lived, nothing was said. Wearing that shirt, the one with the fray, the one you said made my eyes look less gray. I'm sitting at the table, the one by the vent, still chasing the ghost of the money we spent on cheap red wine and a plate of cold fries. Back when I was a king in your 17-year-old eyes. Now I'm haunted by the ghost of our first date, before we learned how to lie or to wait, before the I'm sorries and the where have you been, before we saw how the tragedy wins. It's a beautiful memory just looks through me. I believe, stuck in the beginning, at the end of the line. Our first day, the last time you were mine. Mattress is a continent, a vast and frozen map, with a valley in the center where we fell into the trap. I'm staring at the wallpaper, staring at the door. Both of us are breathing, we're not us anymore. The cotton of the sheets is like a wall of jagged stone, in a room where two are gathered, but we're both entirely alone. No accidental touching, no grazing of the knee, just a heavy hollow distance between you and me. We're sleeping back to back in a cold and quiet war, guarding all the secrets that we're keeping on the floor. I can feel the heat of you a million miles away, waiting for the morning to bring another day of finding okay. It's the posture of the finish, the geometry of love, watching the embers of a fire finally go. Just a pair of statues in a charcoal colored rack, sleeping back to bed. I remember when the gravity would pull us through the middle. Now we're solving for the why of a bitter broken riddle. I'm holding my own hand, I'm hugging my own chest, trying to find a way to let the heavy spirit rest. If I turned around right now, would I find a wall of ice, or a person who is paying the same lonely heavy price? Is it pride or is it mercy? Is it anger or is it grief? This rigid silent boundary that provides no real relief. We're two ships in the night, anchored in the dark, afraid to move an inch and ignite a single spark. We're sleeping back to back in a cold and quiet war, guarding all the secrets that we're keeping on the floor. I can feel the heat of you a million miles away, waiting for the morning to bring another day of finding okay. It's the posture of the finish, the geometry of love, watching the embers of a fire finally go. Just a pair of statues in a charcoal colored rack, sleeping back to bed. Don't move, don't breathe, don't give me a reason to finally leave. The bed is a desert, the night is a track, and we're just sleeping back to back to pull the curtain clouds tied against the afternoon. I'm begging the sun to make a way for the moon. The coffee's gone bitter, the house is too bright, and every reflection is a wound in the light. I'm retracing my steps to the edge of the bed, trying to quiet the riot of you in my head. I take a pill for the peace, a pill for the rest, to stop the heavy lifting inside of my chest. I'm chasing the darkness, I'm hunting the gray, anything to wash the color of your eyes away. I'm sleeping to forget your face, closing my eyes to leave this place. Because when I'm awake, the walls speak your name, and every shadow plays a part in the blame. I'm a prisoner of daylight, a ghost in the hall, until I go under and forget it all. The dreams are a gamble, a roll of the dice. Sometimes I find you and the weather is nice, but then I wake up to the cold, empty side and realize there's nowhere for a loser to hide. So I check the clock and I pray for the heavy to break through the dam and to burst through the levee. It's a coward's vacation, a temporary grace, saving the pieces I know I can't save. They say I'm just wasting my life in the sheets, but have they seen the wreckage on my waking streets? Turn off the lamp, let the blackness descend. I'm waiting for the world to finally end. Just for 8 hours, maybe for 10, until I have to forget you all over again. Just let me sleep, please let me sleep. The flash is bright enough to blind me for a second. It burns a purple spot inside my eyes. You put your arm around my waist, I feel the tension. A statue posing for the grand prize. We hold the breath we've been holding in for years, and tilt our heads to hide the unshed tears. Click the shutter, freeze the frame, preserve the line, give it a name. We're smiling for the camera, dying in the dark, perfectly composed, but we're missing the spot. The world will see the glossy print, the happy little pair, but they won't see the silence hanging heavy in the air. Oh, we're good at pretend, yeah, we mastered the art of smiling for the camera while we break each other's heart. I walk past the hallway where the gallery hangs, a timeline of the love we used to know. There's us in December, there's us in the spring, before the cracks begin to show. If you look a little closer at the corner of my eye, you can see the shadow of a long goodbye. We framed the moments that we wanted to keep, and swept the rest of the wreckage quiet. each other's heart. One of these days the glass is gonna shatter and the picture will fall right off the wall, and we'll realize that the image doesn't matter if we can't stand to look at it at all. No, we can't look at it at all. Put the album on the shelf. I'm tired of lying to myself. The shutter closes, the room is gray. You turn your back and walk away. No more smiling. No more smiling for the camera. I'm watching the gold turn to violet red. The colors are bleeding out over your head. We're sitting in silence. The car engine's off. The fabric is cold where the seats used to be soft. You're looking at me, but you're seeing the past. We both knew the daylight was too good to last. The horizon is cutting the sun in two, and half of the light is leaving with you. The sky is on fire, but I'm freezing cold. We're watching the end of the story unfold. It's beautiful, isn't it, the way that it dies, with tears in the clouds and the smoke in our eyes. Hold on for a minute, just let it burn. There's no going back, there's nowhere to turn. The night is rushing in like a wave, like a rush, and the darkness is waiting to cover the crush. It's the sun set on us. It's the sun set on us. I remember the sunrise, the pink and the blue, when the world was wide open and I had you. Now shadows are stretching out over the dash, turning our memories into the ash. I reach for your hand, but it's slipping away like the final few seconds of a beautiful day. I don't wanna leave, but I can't make it stay. Oh, the sky is on fire, but I'm freezing cold. We're watching the end of the story unfold. It's beautiful, isn't it, the way that it dies, with tears in the clouds and the smoke in our eyes. Hold on for a minute, just let it burn. There's no going back, there's nowhere to turn. The night is rushing in like a wave, like a rush, and the darkness is waiting to cover the crush. It's the sun set on us. Don't turn on the headlights, don't ruin the view. I want the last thing I see to be you, in the glow of the embers and the dying spark, before we are strangers, lost in the dark. The purple is fading to heavy black. You open the door and you don't look back. The stars are all watching, cold and severe. The sun is gone and you're not here. Sunset on us. Just the sun set on us. I checked the log just to see the time. A ghost of a number, a digital crime. 4 minutes and 30, that's all we had left before you became a beautiful thing. Your voice sounded tired, or maybe just far. I didn't know then it was our final start. The last time you called, the world was still sane. I didn't hear the goodbye, hiding in the rain. Just a hey and a have you been through a door that would never open again. Now I'm staring at a screen that's gone cold and blue, holding on to the last air I shared with you. I replay the message till the words start to fray, searching for secrets you didn't say. Was there a crack in the I'll see you soon, or a hint of the dark in that late afternoon? If I'd known it was closing, I'd have begged you to stay. I'd have stretched out those minutes and moved the whole day. The last time you called, the world was still sane. I didn't hear the goodbye, hiding in the rain. Just a hey and a have you been through a door that would never open again. Now I'm staring at a screen that's gone cold and blue, holding on to the last air I shared it with you. I don't clear my history, I don't delete the name, because losing that line feels like losing the game. It's the only place left where you're still reaching out in a sea of forever, in a desert of doubt. Ring, ring, I'm still waiting for the phone to sing, but it's just silence on the line. The last time you called was the last time you were mine. just a mint on the pillow and the sky turning blue. Checking out, but I'm not leaving. The calendar stopped on a Tuesday in June, but the frost started blooming by the afternoon. I'm wearing your flannel like a second skin, trying to keep all the shivering in. The flowers you planted are frozen in glass, waiting for a season that never will pass. It's been 100 days of December, and I'm losing the fire. I'm just an ember. The sun is a liar, it's got no heat. The ice is a mirror on every street. I'm trapped in the white and the hollow and blue, living the longest winter without you. I try to remember the feeling of June, but the wind hums a jagged and lonely tune. The neighbors have put all their summer things down, while I'm still the ghost of a carnival town. They say that the solstice is the shortest of days, but they haven't seen how this loneliness stays. It's been 100 days of December, and I'm losing the fire. I'm just an ember. The sun is a liar, it's got no heat. The ice is a mirror on every street. I'm trapped in the white and the hollow and blue, living the longest winter. If I stay very still, will the snow cover me? A statue of us for the whole world to see. Maybe the cold is the only way to keep your scent from fading away. Spring is a rumor, the sky is a bruise. I've got so much winter left to lose, just a long white blur where you once were. The longest winter, and it's only just begun. I'm standing where the turns to grass, watching the heavy clouds begin to pass. The signpost is weathered, the paint is peeling off. The wind in the branches is a quiet warning cough. I took the turn that led me to your door, but I still wonder what I was looking for. Down that other path where the shadows are deep, and the secrets of the forest are promises they keep. Oh, the road not taken is a lover in my sleep. It's a house I never built, it's a promise I didn't keep. Does the sun shine brighter on the other side of the hill? Does the morning air feel sweeter? Does the world stand still? I am happy where I am, or at least I say I am. But the road not taken is the ghost of who I am. I trace the lines upon my open palm, trying to find a little bit of calm. But every choice is a closing of a gate, a tiny little twist of what we call a fate. I see a different version of myself walking there with a lighter step and the wind in my hair. He never met you, so he doesn't know the pain, but he also never danced with you in the pouring rain. Oh, the road not taken is a lover in my sleep. It's a house I never built, it's a promise I didn't keep. Does the sun shine brighter on the other side of the hill? Does the morning air feel sweeter? Does the world stand still? I am happy where I am, or at least I say I am. But the road not taken is the ghost of who I am. They say you can't travel both and be one traveler, but my heart is splitting down the center. One half is holding on to you so tight, the other is wandering into the endless night, wondering if the grass was greener or just wet with the tears of a life I haven't lived yet. The road not taken, Wikipedia. The road not taken, Wikipedia. The leaves are falling on the path I chose, covering the tracks where the wildfire grows. I'll never know where that other highway goes, and that's the hardest part, I suppose. The road not taken, the road not taken. It started as a crack, a tiny silver line, a pause between the sentences that used to be so fine. We stopped the midnight whispers, we stopped the morning tea, until the us was just you and a separate distant me. The television's humming, the kettle's on the boil, but there's a heavy pressure underneath this quiet soil. The air is getting thick, the air is getting thin, and I can't find a way to let the conversation in. And the silence grew loud, so roar in the hall. It's the sound of a kingdom beginning its fall. I'm covering my ears, but I can't shut it out. The thunder is vibration of your unspoken doubt. the silence grew loud. I'm reading your expressions like a language I forgot, trying to find a pulse in this hollowed out spot. You're looking at the window, I'm looking at the floor. Both of us are waiting for a slamming of the door, but the hinges are rusted and the handle's gone to stone. And the loudest kind of lonely that I've ever even known. Break a plate, say a word, let the neighbors hear the sting. Anything is better than this, everything and nothing. It's a high pitch ringing, it's a static in the brain. The only thing that's left of our beautiful broken refrain. And the silence grew loud, it's the roar in the hall, it's the sound of a kingdom beginning its fall. I'm covering my ears, but I can't shut it out. The thunderous vibration of your unspoken doubt. No screaming, no fighting, no take it all back. Just the deafening volume of everything we lack. I'm drowning in the quiet of this charcoal-colored cloud. Since the silence grew loud. Shh, listen, it's a landslide. I know the silence is screaming that it's time to go. Turn out the light. The quiet is proud, and the silence grew loud, so loud, so loud, the end. You didn't slam the door or make a scene. You just slipped away like a dream you've been. No bitter words or a house set on fire. Just the slow, quiet cooling of a long-held desire. You kissed my forehead while I was half asleep. A secret promise that you couldn't keep. It was the softest goodbye I never heard. Not a single scream, not a jagged word, just the sound of a key being laid on the shelf, and the way that the shadow outruns itself. It's the kind of quiet that breaks you into the softest goodbye. In a life without you. The coffee's still warm in your favorite mug, but the air in the hallway has lost its hug. I'm looking for cracks for a reason to fight, but you left everything so perfectly right. You folded the blankets and straight in the bed, leaving no space for the things left unsaid. It was the softest goodbye I never heard. Not a single scream, not a jagged window is open, let in the chill. You left like a feather, you left like the light. The softest goodbye, the hardest goodnight. The morning light is gray and thin. It's fighting to get in through the condensation on the pain. I'm waking up alone again. The coffee's cold, the house is still. There's a silence on the windowsill. Without thinking, my hand goes up to the cold glass above the cup. I'm tracing your name in the fog on the window before the sun comes out to melt it away. I'm keeping the shape of the letters hollow just to feel you for one more day. It's only water, it's only air, but for a second you were there. Tracing your name, tracing your name before it turns to rain. I found a note inside a book. I didn't dare to look at the way your handwriting curves the yard. It made me wanna cry. They say that memories are just ghosts, but it's the little things I miss the most. The way you signed a birthday card. Why does the simple stuff hit so hard? I'm tracing your name in the fog on the window before the sun comes out to melt it away. I'm keeping the shape of the letters hollow just to feel you for one more day. It's only water, it's only air, but for a second you are there. Tracing your name, tracing your name before it turns to rain. The sun is breaking through the clouds, the steam is fading out. I watch the letters start to weep, secrets that the glass can't keep. A drip runs down through the air, and I'm losing you all over again. The window is clear, the world is bright and severe. There's nothing left to see, just the street and the trees and me. Tracing your name in the empty air. The drawer in the kitchen is jammed at the back with the letters I folded and hid in the crack. That I'm sorry is tangled with why did you lie underneath the please stay. I was too shy to cry. I'm walking on floorboards that groan with the weight of 1,000 small truths that I'm sharing too late. A mountain of almost, a tower of We're just two commas on a paper thin clip. Then the unsaid things are piling up high, blocking the sun and the blue of the skies. The how could you and the where did we go? Only I've been lonely that I couldn't show it. Tripping over whispers that never quite broke, drowning in the volume of the words we never spoke. Just a house full of ghosts and a heart made of lead, from the unsaid things that'll never be said. You asked for the salt and I give you a stare that's heavy with everything we didn't share. I'm biting my tongue till the copper tastes sweet, while the us that we were is in total retreat. The ceiling is sagging, the walls are all thin from the pressure of keeping the honesty in. If I open my mouth, would the roof cave in? Would the foundation crumble under the skin? It's safer to suffocate, safer to hide than to let the landslide of the truth outside. And the unsaid things are piling up high, blocking the sun and the blue of the sky. It's the how could you and the where did we go? And I've been lonely that I couldn't show it. Tripping over whispers that never quite broke, drowning in the volume of the words we never spoke. Just a house full of ghosts and a heart made of lead, from the unsaid things that'll never be said. Shh, don't say it. The pile is too tall. One more word and the kingdom will fall. Keep it inside, keep it in the dark, until the unsaid things smother the spark. So many things, so quiet, so heavy. The porch light is flickering, encased in the ice. I've paid for our forever 1,000 times price. I'm stacking the firewood, enough for just one, waiting for a warmth that went down with the sun. The garden is buried, a white sheety room, where the roses we planted are frozen in gloom. I'm wintering alone in a house built for two, searching for embers left over from you. The wind is a needle, the sky is a stone, and I'm learning the rhythm of being alone. It's a long, hollow season, a deep, bitter chill, where the world has stopped turning, but I'm standing still. heart that stopped beating through nobody's fault. They say that the spring is a promise of life, but right now the January air is a knife, and I'm scared when the thaw finally comes to the door. I won't know who I am without you anymore. Just me in the shadows, just me in the snow, watching the mercury sink down so low. Winter and alone, cold to the bone, waiting for the ice to break. The hallway holds a breath we're scared to take. We're walking on the ice we know will break. Your suitcase isn't packed, my keys are on the hook, but I can read the closing pages of the book. We're eating dinner in a deafening quiet. I wanna save us, but I'm too tired to try it. You pass the salt, I pass a heavy sigh. We're practicing the art of how to say goodbye. We're mourning the living, we're burying the spark. We're stumbling around in the familiar dark. It's a long, slow fade, it's a curve in the bend. It's the hardest part, my lover and my friend. This is the goodbye before the end. Yeah, this is the goodbye before the end. I miss you while you're sitting in that chair. I reach out for a ghost that isn't there. They say that heartbreak hits you like a crash, but we are burning out like slow and falling ash. I see the stranger living in your eyes, rehearsing all the it's okays and little lies. The photos on the wall look like a dream from a different life or a movie scene. We're mourning the living, we're burying the spark. We're stumbling around in the familiar dark. It's a long, slow fade, it's a curve in the bend. It's the hardest part, my lover and my friend. This is a goodbye before the end. Why does it hurt more now than when you leave? To sit beside you and just quietly grieve. The waiting is a weapon, it's a knife, cutting out the middle of our life. I love you enough to let you go. I just wanted you to know. Anticipatory grief, are you mourning before loss? Anticipatory grief, are you mourning before loss? And credits are rolling, but the screen is black.